I found a super interesting video about someone who revised the death of her mother-in-law, and she actually actively manifested that. So in this video, I'm going to tell you her story, and I'm going to talk a little bit, but you won't see my face through all of it because I'm going to do a voiceover. However, let's watch this video about how she successfully revised and manifested someone coming back from the dead.
Let's start with a little backstory. For privacy reasons, let's refer to my boyfriend's mother as Kay. Kay's death was caused by a car accident, which wasn't her fault, and she later passed away in the hospital. This all happened in New York, while my boyfriend and I live in Georgia. About 2 days after we found out, we flew out there. My boyfriend and his mom were very close, so her loss hit him hard. He started burying himself in the gym, sleep, work, etc., and eventually became really depressed. He wouldn't get out of bed, and I couldn't stand seeing him like that. That's when I decided to revise her death about a week after she passed away. The moment I learned of her death, I naturally entered a state of grief. So I quickly considered the state of mind I was currently in and what state of mind I needed to be in. Now, you all know I love meditating, so of course, I meditated. After this meditation, I completely satisfied my imagination, felt a great sense of serenity, and was in the state of the wish fulfilled. Plus, I let go of any need to control the physical reality. So, in the mornings, I would wake up and assume the state of fulfillment. Throughout the day, whenever I checked on my boyfriend, he would express his feelings, how I could help, and new ways he was trying to cope. Honestly, seeing him so hurt and confused hurt me. Throughout this, one of the few things I always reminded myself was that I'm not my emotions or my thoughts, and neither of those things matter in terms of manifesting. Another thing I always reminded myself of was the fact that I'm God, but I'm also human. So the God me was relaxed and satisfied. The God in me also didn't have a boyfriend in pain over his mother's death, but the human me did, and he needed my comfort. So that's what I did. I comforted him because he was grieving the death of his mother. So what? I'm human, and I have human decency, so I comforted my boyfriend. However, I didn't attach myself to that. I didn't view comforting him as his mom's dead, and that's final. I did it because he's my boyfriend, and he's hurting. But I still maintained fulfillment in my imagination. When it manifested, the night before it manifested, my boyfriend's dad asked everyone in the family over for brunch so we could all be together during these rough times. The next morning when we woke up, my boyfriend seemed completely different. He was back to his usual self. I made sure to take note of it. As we were driving to his dad's house, he was acting very normal. All the pain and hurt seemed to have disappeared. His whole energy had shifted. Then what really struck me was when we stopped at a red light. He said, "I already know my mom's thrown down. I wonder what she cooked." I thought to myself, I know I'm not imagining this. I just went along with it and agreed with him because what else could I do? When we arrived at the house and walked in, one of his brothers opened the door. As we greeted everyone and walked further into the house, we began to smell food. My boyfriend exclaimed, "Yup, I knew it!" Then he walked into the kitchen and said, "Hey Ma, what are you cooking in here? It smells good." And his mom was literally standing there smiling before she hugged him. This all happened naturally, by the way. It was as if she had never passed away. The power of revision. Anyways, the whole afternoon went by as if nothing had ever happened. I honestly found it quite amusing. Seeing how they interacted while grieving Kay's death versus now was hilarious. What makes it even funnier is that they never knew and never will know that she passed away in another timeline.
Now, mind blown. Was it interesting or not? By the way, if you want coaching by someone who has now 19 years of experience in spiritual coaching and who is a certified law of assumption coach who already helped many people to achieve their desires, you can reach out. My contact information is in the description box below. At the end of the video, I would like to point out, yes, I do believe it is possible. However, it is something I found on the internet, right? And we don't always know 100% if those sources are legit, right? It could be anyone making us something. However, it does resonate with me, and I do believe in those stories, but it is up for you to decide if you believe in it or you don't believe in it. To me, it just quantum physics, when you learn about timelines, when you learn about living in a hologram, in theory, for me, it is absolutely possible. And I study philosophy, right? So I am somebody who is very much into theory of things and interested in exploring them in my mind. But if we put that together, right, what physicists are finding out more and more and more about what we perceive to be real, that it is a hologram, then that to me implies that it must be likely that we can manifest. I do believe in timelines and shifting timelines because I've had my own experience of just shifting and something was different. So I'm pretty sure that we can shift to timelines where that death did not occur. But that is me, that is what I believe. And of course, you're welcome to create your own beliefs. But if you believe in that, please make sure to check out the entire Death series playlist, because I give you many videos about people who experienced dying and then jumped into a timeline where they didn't die. So I explain quantum immortality, and I think it's just absolutely fascinating. I hopefully see you in that playlist, or in my other videos, or in personal coaching. Until then, I do wish you all the best now. Bye bye.